Hey Pixies! Today we are doing a manicure using dried flowers. This is something I've wanted to try for a long time, and we will be using our Double Dip liquids, the Double Dip dried flower set, and that is the Double Dip clear, Enchanted, which is a silver fine glitter, and Best Buddies, which is a mauve pink. So I'm going to get started with Best Buddies, and we are going to apply that on the fingers that we're going to use the dried flowers on. So I'll be applying that to my pinky, middle finger, and index finger. So I'm going to get started by applying the Double Dip base to my pinky finger, and I did not get real close to my cuticle or sidewall area. And then I'm just pouring Best Buddies over top of the nail. So I'm going to do that on the pinky, middle finger, and index finger. And then for the second layer, I'm going to dip into it. So I've been enjoying using this method recently, and I'm going to do another kind of beginner friendly, just basic dip powder video because I have changed just a little bit of how I do it, and I'm going to do a gel video as well, just using the gel method. So for the second layer then, I like to dip into the powder. So it depends on the powder. If it's something really dark or chunky, I like to just do the pour over method. If it's something on the lighter side or a white, I like to do the pour over method for the first layer and then dip into it for the second layer. And then for the second layer, I'm going right up to the cuticle and sidewall area. So I'm using that toothpick to clean up the skin. So I'm going to let you watch me do that, and then I am going to do a layer of Enchanted on my ring finger and my thumb. So once I'm done with that, I will be back. Now we are going to get out our little dried flowers. Now you may have seen in the container I showed you at the beginning, they're in bigger pieces. So what I did was I picked the colors that I wanted. I picked this bright blue, a darker purple, and some white. And I just kind of used my scissors to nip off little pieces and lay them into the cupcake liner. So I applied my dip base, and now I'm just taking those little pieces that I clipped off and I'm laying them onto the nail to stick into the base. So I'm laying them, and then with those tweezers, if it's a bigger piece, I'm really kind of holding it down so it gets stuck onto that base, because you don't want it to stick up and create a bump or lump in your nail. So you want it to lay as flat as possible, and then we will do a coat of clear on top of it as well. But it really worked out well for me, so I'm just using kind of small pieces and just placing them wherever I think they should go on the nail into that dip base. And if your base dries up a little bit, just put a little dab Not a lot, not like a drop or anything, just kind of use the brush and put a little dab there in the spot that you feel like you want that flower to be if your dip base dried on you. So I'm just applying those to the nails, and I'm doing them on those 3 nails that I used, Best Buddies. And if the pieces are at all too big, I do kind of nip them a little bit shorter or smaller, because I kind of just wanted small pieces. If you try to put a big piece on, it may not lay right for you. I have seen some people take them and put them in alcohol first to kind of soften them up. I felt like these pieces were small enough that I did not need to do that because I wasn't putting the full dried flower on my nail. So I just nipped off those little pieces and I'm applying them. So I'll let you watch me finish up applying those and I will be back. Now that we're satisfied with our dried flower placement, we're going to encapsulate with our clear dip powder. So the reason that you use a clear dip powder is to encapsulate your nail art, your colors, so that you're not buffing or filing off any of your hard work that you just did. So this will protect it from the buffing and filing because you're buffing and filing on top of the clear and not your nail art or colors. So I am just applying my double dip base to each nail, and then I'm using the scoop end of my cuticle pusher to pour over the clear dip powder. And still you want to clean up the cuticles and sidewalls with your toothpick, cuticle pusher, cuticle stick, whatever it is that you like to use. I prefer a toothpick, so I'm just cleaning that up. Even though it is clear, it can still harden and not be good on your cuticle and sidewall area. So make sure that you're still cleaning that up. And I actually do a second layer. Most of the time I either encapsulate with gel. So I will apply, especially if I'm doing chunky glitters, I will apply my gel base and gel top coat, curing them, and then buff and file on top of that. That seems to give me the clearest possible glitter. But with this one, I thought, let's try out the clear dip powder and see how it goes. And I did 2 layers because those flowers add on bulk to your nail. So they stick up higher than the powder that I had on my nail. So I do 2 just to try to even everything out. I am taking one of those really stiff nail brushes, I guess is what they are. I'll link everything down below for you, and I do have a discount code link for Double Dip for 10% off your order. So everything will be down below, but I use one of those stiff nail brushes to brush off any excess clear dip powder before I start the second layer. I give each nail a good scrub, and you would not believe how much clear came off even after I dusted it off with my brush. So if you're having trouble with things being cloudy after using your clear dip powder, either try the gel method where you're applying 1 or 2 layers of your gel top coat and buffing and filing on top of that, or get one of those really stiff scrubby brushes and brush everything off. I did it after the first layer and second before I activated, because I did not want any of that excess powder on there when I activated either. I didn't want it to stick onto the flowers and make them appear cloudy. So I am activating right now, and then I'll buff and file, shape off camera, and I'll be back here in just a second. Okay, so we buffed, filed, reshaped our nails, and applied our second layer of activator. I waited about a minute, and then I wiped it off with a paper towel. Now we're applying our top coat, which is 2 to 3 or 4 really quick brush strokes per nail. And make sure that you're wiping your brush off in between so it doesn't gunk up or harden on you in your bottle. So I'm going to wait for Double Dip. It's about 60 seconds, and then I apply that second layer of top coat, which can be much slower, detailed. You can cap your free ends, and if you're capping your free ends, then it does make your manicure last a little bit longer. So I'm just doing that second coat right now. And that Double Dip top coat is so shiny. They're by far my favorite liquids. I use them for almost every single manicure. This is our final product. I think it is so pretty. I kept staring at the little flowers on my nails, and Enchanted is such a gorgeous glitter. You could use it as a topper or just a solid nail like I did. I'm going to apply my cuticle oil. While I do that, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. To see more content, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. I have new videos every Monday and Thursday. And if you have any questions or video suggestions, leave a comment below, or you can always find me on Instagram at @tippingpixie. I would love to see you over there as well. That's it for this one, guys, and I will see you in the next one.